What's up guys, Coach Rob at Optimal Carnivore. Now, where do I get my vitamin C? And why haven't I got scurvy yet? After 8+ years on a carnivore diet, I thought it would happen by now and I'm just waiting for it. None of my clients have ever got it after my 15+ years of online coaching. And all these long-term carnivores that have done it for 10, 15, 20+ years, none of them have got it either. So what is going on? Let's look at meat for a start. Meat actually does contain vitamin C. It's a small amount, but when it's under a certain amount, it doesn't actually have to be put on the label. But if you look into it, it actually contains vitamin C. So just by eating meat, that is why nobody is getting scurvy, but there's a bit more to it than that. The biggest one is because you're keeping your carbohydrates as close to zero as possible. All carbohydrates break down into sugar, glucose. So it's funny how a molecule of vitamin C and a molecule of glucose look almost identical to the body. So they compete for the same receptors in the body for absorption, these GLUT4 receptors. So what happens when you have loads of carbohydrates, loads of sugar, unnatural amounts in your system, they're competing and blocking all these binding sites. So more vitamin C is needed. So when you eliminate the carbohydrates, the glucose molecules, a lot less vitamin C is needed, and the small amount that you do get gets absorbed. And studies show, I think it's like 10 milligrams is needed to prevent scurvy, which is more than enough just by eating meat. But if you follow the guidelines of the food pyramid and all these people that care about health, you're going to need a lot more vitamin C. You might even need to supplement to counteract the amount of glucose blocking up these receptors. Vitamin C is also needed for carnitine synthesis, carnitine, carnivore. So meat already contains carnitine. So you need a lot less vitamin C because there's no carnitine synthesis needed to happen because you're getting it in its natural form, not needed from vitamin C. So again, on a heavy meat-based diet, low carbohydrate, less vitamin C is needed. Oh, and vitamin C is extremely important for making collagen. You know, people who scurvy, you get bleeding gums, bleeding joints, all these nasty things happening, because they're not getting any collagen synthesis. You eat meat, again, the amino acids that make up collagen are already present in its combined form in meat. Again, less vitamin C needed. Vitamin C will also be depleted if you're not getting any heme iron. Again, heme iron, complete in meat, comes in its natural form. So there's heme iron and non-heme iron. So on a packet of spinach, you might say there's this massive amounts of iron, this recommended daily allowance is through the roof, but it's non-heme iron. The body can't absorb it. The body actually uses up vitamin C to convert this non-heme iron into heme iron, which is an absorbable, usable form. So again, you're just eating meat, carnivore diet, you cut out the vegetation, to cut out that plant-based rubbish, you need less vitamin C once again. So the main takeaway from this is, if you're on a low carb, low plant, highly carnivorous meat-based diet, you need a lot less vitamin C than people who are following this food pyramid. A lot of the population is on over 70% of a plant-based diet already, yes. So they're trying to sell you this plant-based diet and people are like, oh, I might try plant-based. You're already plant-based. Do you know, majority of our calories, over 70%, which means you are hyper plant-based, is wheat, flour, grains, sugar. Yes, every carbohydrate breaks down to sugar. We've done videos about that before. Do you know, fruit, veg, all this vegetation, we're on a lot of plants. So if you're on that, yes, you're not going to be absorbing as much vitamin C. You're not getting it in its great bioavailable form. If you're just on a carnivore diet, a lot less vitamin C is needed. You're actually getting it from meat. Please find me someone who's got scurvy. There's not one documented case report of somebody getting scurvy on a carnivore diet. If that still doesn't convince you and you're worried about it, have a bit of liver 1 to 2 times a week. Bump your vitamin C up a little bit. See how you feel. But again, ask yourself this question. If you've been doing a proper carnivore diet for months and months and years, have you got scurvy yet?